Good evening. Thanks for joining us and welcome to WHOV News. I'm Megan Key.
And I'm Leslie Gooden. The semester is quickly coming to an end with seniors getting ready for the real world. With one question in mind, what's next?
Tonight we take a look at a few tips and opportunities to land your first gig.
But first, we hear from a few professionals as they talk with AOL on how to navigate through the job market.
I definitely think they compete. I think the hardship for them is going to be showing that they have some experience and some skills that we can use on an entry-level basis.
For recent college graduates, my advice would be study the company that you're applying for. Make sure that you understand what their culture is, what they stand for, and what they're trying to do. That gives you a little bit of a leg up. Ensure that you know what you've accomplished in school, why you accomplished those things, because you're not really going to have the accomplishments that other people are going to have having been in the industry already.
Employers are looking for ways to innovate and they're looking for new and fresh ideas, and I think a college grad inevitably will bring some new perspectives that they've recently picked up while in school that will challenge some assumptions that the everyday employee might not be thinking about.
You have to make sure.
I definitely took notes, listening to that. I got to remember that when applying to jobs, especially with just a few weeks left before graduation.
I know, and Hampton also gives students a chance to meet and greet employers looking for new hires at the annual career fair.
Along with resume critiques, preparation for interviews, and internships at the Career Center here on campus.
And for those of you who missed out on the career fair this year, be sure to visit virginia.gov and search and apply for those job postings.
Listed are available employment applications right online.
With all this talk about jobs, Leslie, when you were younger, who did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be the best lawyer in the world.
Not surprised. And like many kids, they'd want to be lawyers, doctors, and maybe even president. But I had a chance to become an astronaut for the day. Let's check it out.
It's a question we've all asked ourselves at some point. Is there life in outer space? NASA has teamed up with esteemed scientist Kevin Hand to work on a mission that will send drones into outer space to answer our question. Do aliens exist? The first stop is to one of Jupiter's moons, Europa.
We need to map out Europa, we need to land on the surface, we need to melt through the ice, we need to swim through that ocean.
Europa is about the size of our moon and is covered by a thick coat of liquid ice. The Galileo spacecraft orbited Jupiter in the late 1990s and early 2000s and detected flowing water underneath Europa's ice. Galileo's expedition proved that there were water oceans on Jupiter's fourth largest moon, Europa, which means there's a possibility of life amongst the stars. With a temperature of 280 degrees below Fahrenheit, 1,000-foot ice cliffs that pierce the pitch-black sky, and several miles of dense ice that covers its surface, Europa is a pretty dangerous place. Han has explored intense parts of the world in an effort to prep for this excursion, including the North Slope of Alaska, the glaciers of Mount Kilimanjaro, the valleys of Antarctica, and the depths of the ocean.
We found life forms living in some of the harshest environments here on Earth, some of the highest pressure environments here on Earth, the deepest depths of our own seafloor. Life finds a way, and so maybe if conditions are similar on Europa, life could survive there also.
Han hopes to launch his plans within the next couple of decades, so be on the lookout. Megan Key, WHOV News.
Megan, that was so exciting shooting that stand-up with you. It was awesome.
Definitely, definitely. And my favorite part had to be interviewing Kevin and also the stand-up.
You know what? A cool fact about our home by the sea, we're the first HBCU to launch a satellite into space. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that. You learn something every day. And the business world is always buzzing too, with gadgets and the latest updates.
That's right, Megan. Our Bloomberg business correspondent, Katera Jones, is here to fill us in. Katera, what's going on?
Thanks, ladies. Just when you think that Apple can't play a part of our lives anymore, here comes their smartwatch. Last Friday, pre-orders skyrocketed for the new watch, making the company almost $1 million over the weekend, according to Slice Intelligence. Known as their most personal device yet, the tech giant has created 3 timepiece models, known as the Watch, Watch Sport, and Watch Edition, all coming in a variety of bands, colors, and materials. From telling time to having a GPS system, to even picking up a phone call and telling your heart rate, this new watch can do it all. If you want this new gadget, you can head over to the Apple Store on April 24th when it becomes available to the public. Until then, you can check out apple.com for more information on this hot new watch. As seniors prepare to graduate, many are coming up with ways to pay off their federal student loans. However, Bill Ackman, CEO of Pershing Square Capital Management, made a statement at a summit in New York saying, quote, "If you think about the $1 trillion of student loans we have outstanding, there's no way students are going to pay it back." Well, according to Bloomberg Business, the government has about $1.3 trillion in outstanding loans, and about $100 billion in federal loans are in default. Now, the U.S. Department of Education has come up with repayment plans that graduates can use to start the process in getting their loans paid off. For more information, head over to studentaid.ed.gov// repay loans. Well, there are some good news for drivers across the country. This summer, commuters can expect to pay lower at the pump. According to Yahoo Finance, gas prices should fall to $2.45 a gallon from April to September. Officials from AAA Tidewater, Virginia, says motorists in our region can anticipate gasoline to continue to drop as we enter the summer months. Currently, gas in Hampton range from $2.09 to $2.18 a gallon, according to GasBuddy.com via Wavy.com. This is encouraging news for drivers, as AAA reports that oil is about $1.28 cheaper than last year. But before I go, let me give you the closing numbers. The NASDAQ closed down at 5,007.79. The S&P 500 closed down at 2,105.7, and the Dow Jones closed at 18,100.77. Well, everyone, that is your Bloomberg Business Report. So, Megan and Leslie, do you have any plans on purchasing the new Apple smartwatch?
Well, we're going to have to see. That price is a little steep. You know, being a college student, maybe the second or third one they come out with, maybe we'll buy it. I don't know.
I mean, I'd like to have it, but Apple has to sponsor me.
Okay.
Well, now let's take a look at what's going on across the nation.
Our first stop takes us to New England, where we take you right here from the football field to the courthouse. A Massachusetts jury found former Patriots player Aaron Hernandez guilty of first-degree murder in the case of Odin Lloyd. The jury also found Hernandez guilty on 2 weapon charges. He faces life in prison without parole. There were lots of mixed emotions in the courtroom. Hernandez's fiancée, Cheyenne Jenkins, and the victim's girlfriend, Shayna Jenkins, are now estranged sisters. They sat on opposite sides during the trial and split the courtroom. Odin Lloyd's mother, Ursula Ward, spoke out after the verdict was announced yesterday.
My son Odin was the most precious gift in my life. I'm gonna miss his smile. From across the street, I would see his pink gum coming towards me.
Hernandez faces another hurdle as he awaits a second trial for allegedly murdering 2 men in a drive-by shooting. Now, looking across the country, another high-profile case is facing the same fate. Judge Sherry Stevens has sentenced Jodi Ayers to natural life with no possibility of parole. Ayers has been found guilty in May 2013 of first-degree murder and the killing of her boyfriend, Travis Alexander, because 2 previous juries were unable to decide whether or not she would receive the death penalty. The ultimate sentence for Ayers was rendered by Judge Stevens. Ayers maintained that Alexander was attacking her when she stabbed him multiple times and shot him.
Well, April 15th is a day known universally around the country for being tax day. Yesterday, many workers also took the day to protest their low wages. Thousands of workers from New York City to Los Angeles marched and expressed their demands for $15 an hour. Several fast food locations were temporarily closed due to the protests in California. The protesters were even joined by some high-profile officials, such as the U.S. Labor Secretary Robert Reich, who led a walkout at the McDonald's in Oakland. Minimum wage is a topic that the White House knows all too well, with President Obama signing an executive order to raise the wage. But soon, Americans will have to cash in their vote for the 2016 presidential elections. As of this week, 3 Republican candidates have announced that they are indeed running for president. However, on the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton has taken her leap of faith as a candidate as well. Republican Senators Ted Cruz and Rand Paul took to Twitter and other social websites, while Marco Rubio announced his bid during his personal speech. And former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton made her announcement via YouTube. The Republican Party is anxious for the upcoming elections, while the Democratic Party feels that the former First Lady's time was long overdue.
Megan, did you get a chance to catch Coachella?
No, I didn't, but I heard it was pretty steamy.
Well, then you don't want to miss this. We'll come back with celebs who lock lips after the break.
And the heat continues with a little spring weather in our forecast. Stacey Green has our weather update.
When the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move?
In March from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child.
We will not wait any longer.
In front of a crowd.
Mine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Matchsticks, matchbox, matching tie and matching socks. You don't know why, but you're really special to match point, match game. You and I are not the same, but I can tell that you're really special to me. There's something I can give to make you laugh, to help you live. We're the perfect match and you're really special to me. We're the perfect match and you're really special to me.
I'm going to be the first in my family to graduate college.
I'm going to make a difference.
I knew I wanted to go to college, but I had no clue how to pay for it.
The U.S. Department of Education has over $100 billion to help students pay for college.
And the free application?
You mean the FAFSA? I did it online.
I'm going to find out how to pay for college.
I'm going to college.gov.
Hey, getting on the boat. There's Lance on the boat.
Get your life jackets on.
Mike, say something!
What's going on? What's going on?
Open this baby up, come on!
Am I going fast enough for you?
Woo! Yeah! Turn around! He's off the boat! Lance fell off the boat! Lance, are you okay?
I'm okay, I have my life jacket on.
A few celebrities are making headlines this week with sold-out concerts, while others got into a little trouble with the law.
Shia Staten is here with all the latest news and entertainment.
Tonight, we will take a look at one of the hottest music festivals of the year and more. From highlights, updates, and the latest entertainment news, we have it all for you. The first weekend of the annual Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival is already one for the books. The sold-out festival allowed artists such as Drake, The Weeknd, Jack White, and AC/DC to showcase their talents in front of a diverse crowd. Tyler, the Creator, brought a lot of energy to the stage. He even had a few harsh but playful words for Kendall Jenner, who was in the crowd. Drake's closeout performance was sealed with a kiss from Madonna. Take a look.
Madonna.
The now infamous kiss was trending all over social media, as well as Drake's reaction. Fans can expect even more memorable moments this weekend. The annual MTV Movie Awards, held at the Nokia Theater in LA, celebrated its 24th year of recognizing box office hits. Comedian Amy Schumer was the host for the night, keeping the audience in stitches with her fearless monologues and merciless jokes. The night wasn't just about movies. Musical guests such as Fall Out Boys got the crowd moving with a Centuries and Trap Queen melody. Later, Charlie XCX blazed the stage with a smoking performance of her hit, Famous, joined by Ty Dolla $ign and Tinashe. But just when we thought the show couldn't get any better, MTV treated fans and viewers to several sneak peeks of upcoming films, including Avengers, Age of Ultron, Pitch Perfect 2, and Paper Towns. It seems the sneak peek stole the show, as some viewers took to Twitter to tweet how pumped they were for the premiere of the new movies. Rapper Nelly was arrested in Tennessee after meth and marijuana was found on his tour bus. State troopers stopped the tour bus for failure to have stickers displayed in the windows. Drug paraphernalia and numerous firearms were also found during the search. During the stop, troopers allegedly smelled marijuana. Nelly was released from Putnam County Jail on a $10,000 bond. His next court date is scheduled for June 19th. After taking a step off stage, singer Bobby Brown made his way back front and center at the 2015 Soul Food Festival. The performance marked his official public appearance since his daughter, Bobby Christina, was hospitalized after being found unconscious at her home in Atlanta. During the performance, Bobby spoke to his fans and let them know he appreciates all of their support and prayers. When asked if he would have backed out of the performance if allowed, Brown replied, "I do not back out of a performance. That is true dedication." J. Cole has talked about his experience at St. John's University in many of his songs. However, he was unable to get his diploma because he did not return a library book. Crazy, I know. But his recent concert at his alma mater, Cole was finally given his college degree. Instead of hanging it up with his platinum plaque, Cole says he will give his degree to his mother. And on Mother's Day, Ogre 5 Ogre 15 will be doing the same thing. Leslie, Megan, are you two just as ready for graduation as I am?
Yes. Can you believe the semester's already over and finals are next week? I am not ready at all.
I know. I need to hit the books this weekend. That's very unfortunate because I do not feel like it.
Yeah, but it's so hard, doing job applications, internships, and then studying, and then, just going out and trying to, enjoy our last, few weeks together.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay though, right? But before you do that, Megan, later on the show, we take a look at a few do's and don'ts to studying for finals. And our weather correspondent, Stacey Green, is in the studio with your 7-day forecast. Stacey, what's going on?
Leslie, Megan, I know everyone is wondering what our last week of school will look like. Well, don't worry. My weather report is coming up after the break.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
An article where proton therapy was referred to as the holy grail of cancer treatment. I could leave my office, have the treatment, and drive back to work in about an hour and 10 minutes.
The Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute is treating prostate, brain, and other cancers with the most precise form of radiation treatment available.
It was almost too easy.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with cancer, call the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute today.
The small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
No more pencils, no more books, no more teachers, dirty looks.
School's out!
For summer.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org because great things happen when we live united.
Leslie, I'm so glad the weather is finally nice outside for our last 2 weeks of school.
I know, perfect for going out by the water, enjoying friends before we have to say goodbye. Last newscast.
I know, but you know, no time for sadness, Lesla.
Okay.
But let's head over to the Weather Center with Stacy Green for a look at what's going on. Stacy?
Megan, Lesla, we will get into our weekend and 7-day forecast soon, but let's take a look at what's going on right now. Earlier today, we saw more clouds than sun. Right now, we're looking at 67 degrees with winds at 10. Now tonight, expect a low of 57 degrees with mostly cloudy skies that will clear up in the morning. And we're looking at 20% chance of rain with humidity reaching 77%. Now, let's take a look at tomorrow. We're looking at a high of 71 with partly cloudy skies with a slight chance of rain. That rain will clear out by tomorrow night, where we will be looking at mostly clear skies and a low of 58 degrees. Now, moving into our 7 days, Saturday, we're looking at a mostly sunny day with a high of 77 degrees and a low of 59. Now, Sunday, the sun will remain out and we will see a high of 66 degrees with a low of 60. Now, Monday, the thunderstorms roll in with a high of 74 degrees and a low of 58. And we're looking at a 90% chance of storms. Now, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the sun is back out and we're resting in the upper 60s. Now, taking a look across the nation, expect constant warm temperatures. Starting in the west, they're going to be averaging about temperatures in the 70s. Dallas and San Antonio are going to be in the 80s. And the hottest location is Orlando, and I'm not talking amusement parks. They're going to be seeing temperatures in the low 90s. Our last stop is the north. New York and Washington, D.C. are averaging 70 degrees. Well, Lesla and Megan, that is your weather update for today. I hope everyone can get outside and enjoy this warm weather.
I plan on enjoying this warm weather. But I don't know about you, Lesla, but senioritis is really kicking in.
Yeah, but there are just 24 days left until graduation. We just have to get through these finals. Coming up are tips on how to face your exams.
And our Pirates hit the track, taking home 6 titles at the Hampton Meet. Our sports gurus, Sydney and Theo, have the latest.
When they test you, stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
I see it!
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
It's good.
Homemade noodles. Oh. Marty, stop it. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. It reminds me, I've been thinking maybe we should try a new form of birth control. I heard about this one, it's called the IUD, intrauterine device. Or we could try the patch on your arm. Actually, I think that one goes on your butt.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
What do you think, then? Arm or the butt?
The school year is coming to a close as well as spring sports season.
Our sports experts, Sydney Friesen and Brendan Theodorsey, are here to give you all the year's final update.
It's Megan and Lesla. Things are heating up for Hampton's softball and track teams as they reach the final stretch of their seasons.
Here's what you need to know about HU athletics as the school year comes to an end.
Track was on the run this past weekend and brought home not 5, but 6 titles at the Hampton meet. It was the notorious return of the historic Hampton Relays as the HU men's and women's track and field teamed up and took their 6 wins. Tons of students, faculty, and staff couldn't wait to show off their Hampton pride with the alumni, giving a little something of their own. Justin Beatty, Chidi Okizi, Idosi Ibadan, and Rayon Black combined their talents, grabbing 4 of the team's titles alone. On the women's side, Sierra Brown secured the 800 meter with a 2-minute 8-second ranking, the best time for the entire season. Your Pirates are set to be run over the Morgan State Legacy meet this upcoming weekend.
The softball team took on rival Howard this past weekend in a 3-game series. The Lady Pirates won their first game 2-0, but fell in the second game 8-1. They finished up by a dominating third game, winning 10-0. Freshman Jada Fields got them rolling in the first game, hitting her second home run of the season in the top of the second inning. Margaret Wilkins gave the Lady Pirates their second score in the top of the 5th. The Lady Pirates won in Hampton fashion, shutting out Howard in the third game. The Lady Pirates scored 7 times in the top of the 3rd before senior Carissa Burrell and freshman Lorena Alvarez, along with McCoy, gave them their final 3 scores. The Lady Pirates play Saturday and Sunday, taking on Maryland Eastern Shore.
Hey Theo, guess what time it is?
Time for you to admit that Kentucky losing the national championship was the biggest sports blunder of all time.
Come on, let's not live into the past. Don't be such a prisoner of the moment. You've clearly forgotten about Georgetown and Nova in the 80s.
Wait. So you're over here bringing up stuff from the 80s and I'm the one living in the past? Come on, Sydney.
Sorry, you know that still hurts a little bit. The answer is, it's time to take HU around the nation one last time. Let's find out some of the highlights being made in the sports world. So let's get to it. In just 2 weeks, dozens of NFL prospects will descend on Chicago for the 2015 NFL Draft. This marks the first time in 10 years the event will be held somewhere other than Radio City Music Hall. As of right now, the top 3 picks belong to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tennessee Titans, and Jacksonville Jaguars. Theo, who would your pick first overall be?
Well, not to give anything away, but it's clear to all the people that watched the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play last season that they're in dire need of a quarterback. I'd take a close look at Marcus Mariota and the mobility that he helped him excel at Oregon. But I'd have to go with Jameis Winston, who went 26-1 at FSU and has a Heisman Trophy and national title on his resume. The Bucs just need to make sure that Winston has a chaperone and maybe a couple of Red Lobster gift cards to keep him focused.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. J-Dub to Tampa. I just hope that he can continue his winning ways and ignore the critics. But how about this food for thought for the DMV? Could we see Mariota drop to Washington at 5? I've heard they may take him, but I don't think that would work when they have RG3 on the mend.
Well, now that's an interesting thought, Sid. You see, but would the Skins be bold enough to do it when they need so much help on that O-line? That's definitely something to keep an eye on about the NFL. And let's focus on this Saturday, which marks the start of the NBA playoffs. Sid, if you had to pick the last 2 teams, who would they be?
Well, it's really too early for me to tell, but I'm going to go with the Golden Boys, Steph Curry, and the Warriors playing LeBron James and the recrowned Cavs in the finals. My heart is with Melo and the Knicks, who won't be in the mix. But after drafting Karl Anthony Towns in June, they'll be ready to make some noise again soon. Just thought I'd throw in a bonus prediction for y'all.
Okay, Dr. Seuss. Since when did you become the Knicks beat writer? Those are some nice picks, but I'd have to disagree with both. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Don't sleep on the Atlanta Hawks, who are having their best season ever. I picked them to come out of the East to play my hometown Houston Rockets and their future MVP, James Harden, the real King James. They're going to win it all.
That's an interesting pick, but you know, I think it's time to head back on over to Leslie and Megan. What do you guys got for us?
With this academic year winding down, students are consumed with a large amount of projects, papers, and tests. During this time of the year, it's important to stay calm and finish out this year strong.
Here at WHOV, we want to give some advice on how to handle the end of the school year.
On the do list, be organized, eat healthy, sleep regularly, take your time on your exams, and stay calm.
For the list of don'ts, don't procrastinate, don't cram, don't pull all-nighters, don't be afraid to ask for help, and last but certainly not least, do not stress. Good luck on your finals. Well, thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Key.
And I'm Leslie Gooden. On behalf of the entire WHUE Newswatch team and the best graduating class ever, Ogre 15, join us next time and have a good night. We love you. It was so great being here. Bye.